Hello. Welcome to Tutors of Life podcast, where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 293. This is your host, Shaun Tutor.
And this is Sam. This is I don't know what kind of episode this is.
This is a tutor. I think that's what it is.
Cool.
It's mostly a tutor
Is it?
with a little talk.
Okay. If you notice, our background is very different, but you won't see that until we get back to the States. So next week, you can go watch the video on YouTube.
You bet.
Where are we, Shaun?
We are in Porto, Portugal.
Yeah.
And I wish I had coffee on me at this moment.
I'm shocked, actually, you didn't grab some on your way.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
I did. Here's the deal, guys. I spend most of my life disciplined to a level of some level of discipline for almost everything. And I've been unhinged.
Yeah.
I've been just let loose.
Yep.
I don't think I've done a disciplined thing since I've got here.
No, we worked out.
We worked out. Yeah. I've been taking some vitamins. Been drinking some protein shakes. Eating some chomps. So I guess I'm making sure I'm keeping protein in my system.
Yeah, I'd say we're like 50% disciplined.
Nah, dude, 30.
Okay.
And we're doing a lot of walking.
A lot of walking.
Walked over 11 miles yesterday.
Yep.
So yeah, a lot of walking. But as far as the amount of coffee I'm having,
You've been going off the rails.
going.
We did really well for the first couple days. And then yesterday, Shaun was just like, coffee.
I was sleepy. And we've been staying up a little late.
Yeah.
Having some drinks. Some smokes. Just living.
We're living life.
Eating like you wouldn't think eating's possible.
Brooke would say, I love vacation, Shaun.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And after we're done here, it is going to be time for more coffee.
Yep.
And one of those custard-filled things.
Torta la nota?
All I know is it's delicious. Food in Portugal is awesome.
Should we talk about Spain first?
Oh, sure.
We can go in chronological order.
Yep.
So we first went to Spain. Madrid, specifically. And one thing we learned going on vacation with Ryan and Eva was like Airbnb offers walking tours. You can find them. So right away I was like, let's do one so we can know what we need to do right away. So we got in at about noon on Thursday. And that night we went on a rooftop bar tour.
Yes.
Which was so fun.
Yes.
There was 11 of us. Our guide was from the U.S., which helped. He's from Illinois, too. So,
It really helped.
yeah, we bonded over that. And then there was a group of 8 women and men from
South Africa.
And then there was a Kenyan as well. And man, do they party.
They go hard. They go hard in South Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was fun. In Madrid, there's a bunch of rooftop bars.
Yes.
A bunch. And so...
And we're not talking for all you Eau Clairians listening.
Or even people in Nashville.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
No. These rooftops are on the 14th, 17th floor.
Yeah.
They're high up there.
And you get to look over the whole city.
Yeah, so you get this beautiful view of the whole city, which is just wonderful. Food in Madrid.
It was food.
Yeah, very carb heavy, not very meat heavy.
There was barely any meat.
Yeah, a lot of places we went to, they would offer sandwiches, but it would be 2 slices of meat and 3/4 bread.
Yep.
So that was tough for Shaun.
That was tough. There was, I think we found a couple a couple places to get a little more meat, but I was protein shaking
Hard.
hard and chomps hard. So the food there, they had some good sweets, some good bechet,
Yeah.
Napolitan,
The Napolitan, yeah.
Napolitan, something like that. Is that it?
Yeah, it's like a croissant filled with Nutella, kind of.
God dang, was it good.
It's not specifically a croissant filled with Nutella, but it's similar. That was wonderful.
Yeah, their cervezas, so their beer, is all right. It's pretty good. I mean, it just tastes like a Mexican beer.
Yeah, I like it.
Tastes like it. And I mean, it was good. It was good, but I'm not like, whoa, this is the drink.
I did tell Shaun, so there's one thing specifically I love having every time I'm in Europe, but this trip reminded me there is a second thing that I love getting every time I'm in Europe. The first thing is Fanta.
Which is good here.
Orange Fanta here is incredible because they don't put all the dyes and stuff in it, and they use real sugar, not high fructose corn syrup. It's just so tasty. And then the second thing is Heineken. And we got one. I didn't get one last time we were here. Last time we were in Europe, but then we got one when we were in Madrid, and it was so tasty.
Yeah, it was really good.
Way better than U.S. Heineken.
Yep. But you don't get tired.
Yeah. So, one fun thing about Madrid that we learned is that they don't even start going. So they go to dinner at 10 p.m. And then you go to like a little cafe to have like a beer at midnight.
A beer, coffee.
Beer or coffee at midnight. And maybe an appetizer. Tapas. And then they don't go out to bars to like club or anything until 2 a.m.
Yeah. 1:30 to 2.
And it was funny because Shaun was just like, there's no way I'm going to stay up that late. And then we accidentally stayed up until 1 a.m.
Yeah, but then we're looking at reviews of the clubs, and we're like, we aren't going there.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that was, Spain was fun. Madrid was fun. Quite a bit of interesting things to see, walk around, view. Oh, the walking tour.
Yeah, I highly recommend. There's a free walking tour you can find. We booked it through Airbnb. It was $2, technically. Highly recommend it. It was so helpful. Paula told us like what places are touristy traps, some good restaurants, and they emailed us a list of places to go to. And then also like our rooftop bar guy also emailed us a list of places to go. So that was really nice to be kind of like told the history of Madrid and like what buildings are what, and then like where to go after that.
Right.
We gotta have a shot. I don't remember what it was even called, but the fruits grow on the trees. It's the tree that's in their symbol. Puertos?
I'm not going to guess.
I don't know.
It's a fruit tree.
Yeah. And when the fruits are ripe, you can make liquor out of it. And then there's a bar that pours it properly, and they put it pretty much in like an ice cream cone bottom.
Like a chocolate waffle cone shot glass.
Yeah.
It's exactly what it is.
It was tasty.
And they put a shot in it. You drink the shot, and then you eat the fucking
cone.
chocolate waffle cone.
It was delicious.
And now I'm thinking about it, I'm getting a little excited.
It was only what?
$2.50.
$2.50, yeah. Sorry, they say $2.50.
$2.50.
Or
yeah.
$2.05.
Yeah.
So it's really not bad.
No.
Everything is cheap.
Nah, everything's not.
It can be cheap.
It can be cheap, and it's kind of similar to like the U.S. It's similar to like Wisconsin prices.
Yeah.
It's not for Spain at least. It wasn't crazy cheap, but it was like, I mean, still like if you wanted a sandwich, like a sandwich and whatever, it was still $10, €10.
Yeah.
Which is pretty similar.
But you can get beers for $3, €3.
Yeah.
In Madrid.
And coffee's cheaper.
Yeah. So that was Madrid. I highly recommend You probably only need 2 days max there, to be honest.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, it was an experience. I don't. I'll not. I wouldn't go back.
I liked it. I thought it was cool, but
I
yeah,
thought.
you only need 2 days there. You can do some really cool day trips out of Madrid though, which we obviously didn't do for obvious reasons. Because you can go to like just some of the surrounding cities that have other things. But I do recommend at least seeing it once.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. It was an experience. The rooftop bars are really fun. Walking around
The palace, the
the
palace
city,
grounds.
the palace is cool. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's cool.
So that was Madrid.
Then we went and are in Porto.
We flew.
Flew into Porto.
It was a 1 hour flight or a
5-hour train.
5 hour train or a 7 hour car ride.
Yeah.
So we went the flight option.
And that was. It is fun here. I like it here.
Porto looks like it's from a fairy tale.
Yep.
All the buildings have like the paint. I shouldn't say all. Most have like the painted tiles on it, and it's just such a colorful city compared to like Madrid. Madrid, a lot of the buildings are, I would say, more newer looking.
Yes. Because they were saying in Madrid, right, that they didn't. Madrid, didn't they have? Did they have communism there, or was that just here?
That was just in Portugal.
Just Portugal.
Portugal was run by a dictatorship for 50 years.
They were saying a lot of stuff was recently built in Madrid, though.
Yeah.
Like within the last 150 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of stuff there. Yeah, but anyways, Porto, the buildings are sick.
Yeah, they are.
Super cool. Jewish heritage just got wiped out here, kind of like everywhere else. We did Jewish heritage tour, and we got to see like 3 things.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, everything was destroyed because Catholicism. And I was like, that makes sense.
Yep.
And so that was interesting. Jews have been just getting the shaft forever.
Yep. We did another free walking tour the first day.
Yeah.
Once again, highly recommend. Our tour guide was Kui.
Kui. I don't know how you get Kui, but Kui was sweet.
Yeah. Kui V is his like full name, but it's very Irish. He has been living here since 2011, he said. He moved here for college, went back for a year to finish his degree, and then moved back.
He's been doing tour guides since 2014.
Yeah.
So dude can guide.
Yep. He knows his shit. So he gave us a whole bunch of recommendations to go to, which was awesome. And then even edited the list. So he sent me a second email with like the edits because he's like, I haven't been happy with my recommendations lately. So I thought that was cool that he recommends stuff and then
adjusts
and like keeps going back to make sure that it's correct. But Porto is known for their port wine. So we actually did the very first thing we did was a port wine tasting, which I highly recommend because we learned you're not supposed to drink port wine with your dinner.
Yeah. I think you either drink it before or after.
Yeah.
Which is good to know.
Yeah. Their wines are drier, I would say.
Sure.
They don't really have sweet wines.
Oh, yeah. Port wine's kind of sweet. We have a little different palate for wine.
Yeah.
I also don't know how to judge wine. I just go, that was tasty, or,
And then their beer that they're known for is Superbock, which Superbock is really good.
Really good.
Yeah.
So, okay. Here's the thing. When we went to Poland, Germany, Prague and Czech, their beer was like fucking great. We go to Spain and it's like, oh, this is all right beer. And then we get Superbock and I'm like, we are on the right direction to great beer again.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Superbock's pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And then, so boom, the walking tour is very important. And that's like the thing we want to highlight on this. Do a walking tour. At least the ones we did was $2, and then you tip at the end. Tipping, from what I've learned while being like traveling in Europe and stuff where they don't tip, the reason tipping is a thing is because if people want to get paid, they have to give a good service. And so here, people that get, like, there's not tipping, people know they don't have to, they don't have to give a good service and they get paid. And we have noticed at a couple places that's an issue.
Yeah, very few have been like this though. Especially in Portugal. Portuguese they're really friendly people.
Yeah.
Very, very friendly. So most of the restaurants, it's not a problem because they'll like constantly keep like, checking on you and making sure you're good. And they also like to offer you more and more and more. We literally, the place we just had breakfast at, they came up to our table twice. Once to take the order, once to bring our food.
And they brought our drinks after our food.
Yeah.
So we sat there for over 30 minutes with nothing.
To drink.
Zero. Yeah, just sitting there like and looking into space.
Yeah.
But anyways,
That was rough.
but like Kui, it's all based on tips. So the dude just provided a phenomenal
Service.
just, and so that, like doing a walking tour like that, where it's based on tipping, and same with Paula, they have to provide a good service so they don't get paid.
Yeah.
And they deliver. And so then you want to say something?
The thing that I thought was wild is like, because a lot of people try to hide their tips. Actually, the first one, people did not hide their tips. But this one, people did. But you can see the color of the euros because each euro is a different color. And Shaun and I tipped the most from what I saw, which like blew my mind because like our other tour was over twice the price of what we paid or tipped Kui.
Yeah. It's absurd, dude. People have no idea what a good... People don't... When people do not have to pay something, they don't expect to pay something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. But that's like the typical... Like, it's the whole queue thing. Like, if there's a line, if there's a queue, people join it because they automatically think it's great. When that's not necessarily the case.
Oh, yeah. Here's another fun fact for you guys because I'm sure someone's going to ask us if we went to... Don't.
Just fucking go.
People are gonna ask if we went to was it the Lola bookstore?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's called the Lola bookstore. It's where they claim that J.K. Rowling got her inspiration from that bookstore, sitting there and watching the university students across the street. Which, like, she's tweeted out that it's not actually, and she didn't know about it, which I think is funny.
But it's also been proven that she lived, like, a couple blocks from it.
Well, it's not been proven. Kui's friend believes.
Oh, okay.
But because we wanted to go to it, and then when we did the walking tour, Kui walked us past it. He stopped us, showed us, and he's like, look at this. And then we went around the corner. Because there was, already 100, 200 people waiting in line?
Yeah.
And some of the people in the group had done the tour, and they said it was a waste of money.
And time.
And time. Because you have a time slot, you line up in your queue, you get to go in, walk around shoulder to shoulder, and you get escorted out when your time's done. So we didn't go to that, if anybody is curious. There's a coffee shop that also has some Harry Potter heritage, but I haven't looked it up yet.
Yeah. And apparently the dress of Hogwarts is based off of the school there.
I know. Yeah, the university. I want to go by the university again today to see if we can see them in their robes.
Oh, All right, so then let's see here. Yeah, the walking tour is super important. Give you a list of recommendations, things you should do, things you should stay away from, and all that, which is great because we got a list of like 4 things we got to go do today. And a couple of them were like, oh, we want to do this anyways, but we were able to cross off a couple of things we thought we had to do.
Because he said they're
Because,
tourist straps.
But then he iterated a few things like, do these things if you like X, Y, and Z. It's like, okay, cool. So yeah, that was super cool. The food here has pretty much been a fucking hit. Anywhere you go, not anywhere, most places you go serve coffee,
Always.
serve Danishes of sorts,
And beer.
serves beer. A lot of them serve like steak sandwiches
Yeah.
or meat of sort. And
Their proportions are way bigger
the
here.
portion, yeah. So like the place I wanted to go for breakfast, but Sam said no, is Heaven on Earth because for €7,
I thought €7.
for €7, you get a steak, egg, toast, rice, French fries. It's amazing. No toast.
No toast.
Fries, rice, some veggies, steak, egg.
Oh, and a bagel. Because you made a sandwich.
Oh, and a bagel, that's right. God damn, it was so good. But anyways, for me, like why I like this place so much is the food. Because daddy got to eat, and I need to eat a lot. And so they actually have real man portions.
Yeah.
And it's fucking good food and red meat.
Yeah, because we went to a restaurant that was actually Laura's suggestion.
Yep.
And it was so good because I got the steak there and you got tuna
Steak.
tuna steak.
Fuck, that was so good.
And it was like a fancier restaurant, like everything. And we got dessert and coffee at the end, which is another thing I love about Europe is they offer coffee after your food, which is
dessert and coffee after every meal. I'm like, yes, please.
it's incredible.
Sign me up. There's little coffee shops every block.
Hold on.
Sorry.
We went to this fancy restaurant and it was not even €40.
Right.
It was like 37.
Yep.
Incredible. And it was like food we would have paid $50 per plate in the US,
Right.
even in Eau Claire.
Yep.
It was so good. It was so tasty. But yes, there's a coffee shop around every corner so you can get coffee whenever you want. And they serve coffee until 9-10 p.m.
Fuck, some places serve it till midnight.
Yeah. Coffee.
And everybody's drinking Coke.
Yeah.
They love Coke.
Another thing, you can't just get drip coffee. All their coffees are like espressos.
Which is so much better.
They taste so much better,
much fucking
and they're
better.
so much cheaper here.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it's great. Let's see. Anything else?
Oh, the Fuchama, the steak
Yeah.
with
Frosina?
I don't know. It's this meal in Portugal, and it's like a steak with hot dogs and meat, and it's a lot of meat with cheese on top, and then like a tomato sauce on top, and it is so good. And we got one yesterday, and they split it in half for us, and we thought they like made two because it was so big. But nope, that's just how it is. And it was $17.
Yeah. Yeah, it was massive. I got to eat it last night for
A
dinner.
snacky. For Sheena, I don't know.
I don't let me see.
I don't know how to speak Portuguese, so some of these words just don't make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, the big part of it is, the big thing is, if you do a walking tour, they'll tell you. And then you know where to go. And we went to like the main place for it, and
It was worth it.
it was so worth it.
And it was very interesting too because like that place didn't have a line of people waiting out front of it. There was tons of open tables outside, so we sat outside. There was quite a few people inside, or not really.
No, just a handful of people.
And it was so good and so cheap. And I was like, why isn't this place busier? It was
Yeah.
incredible. next point, go to a soccer game if you are ever in Europe. Every time I come, I've tried to get a game, but the timing was always off, and we finally got to go to one last night. Shaun, how was it?
It's wild.
It's so wild. The opposing team has their own section in the stadium, and it's obviously like separated from everywhere else. They were literally lighting off fireworks in the stadium, and like it's like partially covered, not fully, but like the fireworks are going up and hitting the ceiling of the stadium.
Oh yeah.
And then they'd have these like the flares. So like the opposing team and the home team actually as well were all lighting off these flares at different times.
That was crazy. I puts to shame like American sports.
All American sports.
This shit is wild.
They don't serve alcohol at the stadiums.
You know, they
Because
serve it, but you just don't. You can't bring it into the stadium. You have to drink it out by the stand. They did have. You have to drink it out by the concessions.
oh, they did have
They
some
have.
out
Yeah,
there?
they have beer out there.
Oh, okay.
You just. No one drinks it inside the stadium.
Yeah.
They all finish it before they go in.
But it's for very obvious reasons because they already. I'm pretty sure there was a fight in the stands, a section next to us, because there was a couple of the opposing team in the home team's seating. And there were some English dudes next to us, and they were all saying, like, did they want to, like, that's basically suicide doing that. So that was fun. But sadly, they ended up tying. The opposing team scored 2 goals within the last 5 minutes of the match, so that was sad. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun. You need to experience it.
Yeah, and you can get very far by walking.
Yeah.
We walk everywhere,
Yep.
and you can get all over.
Yep.
We actually were beating the people. Like we walked up to the game, and we were like beating public transport.
Yeah.
It seemed.
Because when we walked back, we were like running into people that were coming off of the public transport. So, because they probably had to wait to get onto a train and be stuffed with people
Right.
everywhere, we got the nice scenic route and didn't have to be stuffed and got there at the same time.
Yeah.
The last thing I will note is one, we don't know what's going on in any part of the world other than ourselves. 2, no matter which country you come from, you think you have the worst government, the worst healthcare, and the worst public transportation.
Yep.
When we were with the South Africans and the Kenyan, they were all talking about how they have the worst president, their healthcare sucks, their politics are so corrupt, and blah, blah, blah. And, like, they were talking to us like, we don't know what that's like. And I was like, this is weird. Like, you don't know about us. Huh.
Yeah.
And then on our tour with Kui in Porto, he said one thing that he sees in common with every single person that he gives a tour to is that they all think their government sucks, their healthcare sucks, and their public transportation sucks. And I was like, yep, that is 100% right. Everyone thinks that about their own countries.
Right.
So it's not just us.
Uh-oh.
Also, their election for their soccer league is more important than their country election.
Yeah, they're actual elections.
So that's interesting. Yeah,
All right.
that's what I got.
So what I got?
We will podcast in Lisbon. And, yeah, I'll probably won't get these videos posted, obviously, until we're back in the States. But we'll catch you guys on Friday.
All right. Peace.
See ya.